All right. Welcome back to the Run.down post game show over here on the Strickland YouTube channel, as well as the Strickland podcast network. If you are listening afterwards, Knicks lose 121 to 100. That score does not even begin to tell the half of what I witnessed today while enjoying a wonderful plate of pancakes this afternoon. I mean, Knicks had a 15-point lead in the second quarter. Knicks did not have a 15-point lead anymore. Story of the game, of course, is the third quarter. Things were going pretty well for the Knicks offensively in the first half. Second quarter was it was really rough. That second
It
quarter
was
was
rough after the first quarter, I want to say, because they couldn't score in the second quarter.
Yeah, it was a rough second quarter, and it kind of hinted at what was to come in the third quarter. Maybe not to that degree, but to get outscored 41-15 in the third quarter, and most of that being just Luka Doncic and Tim Hardaway Jr. just taking turns shooting threes, like it was open run. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know what anyone else expects at this point. I mean, if you're watching a game and you see the Knicks with a lead and you think the game is safe, then you're fooling yourself at this point.
I fooled myself because I stepped out after the second half. I was like, after the first half, I was like, all right, bro, they should be able to keep this lead, whatever. Luka can't hit shit, cool. And then I come back and they were down 15. I was like, oh, this kind of sucks. This is bad.
Yeah, it was really rough, and the Jalen Brunson revenge game did not happen. It was probably one of his worst, if not the worst, performance of the year by him on both ends.
It might have been the worst.
I mean, defensively, I think is where it hurt even more because they just started hunting him in that third quarter. Like Grimes was doing such a good job in pick and roll defense with Grimes was doing such a great job on pick and roll defense on Luka, and the second half they just made an effort to just basically set a pick, and the Knicks switched, of course, finally at least. But yeah, they switched, and it was mainly Jalen Brunson getting switched onto Luka, and from there after that, the Knicks defense kind of collapsed. I think the Knicks were just relying on Mitch and Grimes to provide that initial step of defense, and then after that was exploited, they didn't have any backup plans, and the Mavs just let loose from three. I think they attempted 61 threes today and hit 24 of them. Another team setting probably another record against us, or at least hitting a large amount of 3-pointers against us, which has been the recipe for teams to beat us majority of this year. I mean, even Reggie Bullock was able to hit threes, and he hasn't been hitting threes all year. So,
that's filth. That's the worst part. Would dudes use this as a get right game?
We are the ultimate get right game. I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie almost had a triple double. Tim Hardaway had 28 points, including 8 3-pointers. And
the problem was this is supposed to be the get right game for us because the Mavericks have been ass.
Yeah, and we usually beat the Mavericks, and we were gloating a little bit too much, I think, on the post game the other day about how this should have been an easy win for us. And here the Knicks are,
just
disappointing
Twitter,
us. And
check my Twitter. I was out here running it up, and then Matt's Twitter found me.
Oh yeah,
Matt's Twitter is yeah.
I made sure not to gloat. On Twitter. If anyone wants to find my gloating and use it against me from the post game the other day, then by all means do that. But I made sure to keep my Twitter fingers at quiet this time.
At least they polite. Like they all Texas hospitality shit. They were super polite. They're like, oh, we're winning, by the way. And I'm just like, all right, good luck. Whatever. I get the 11th pick. Look, what I gotta say about this game is we know Tip sucks. They won today, which means that we have their pick right now, and it's 13. So at the end of the day, did we really lose? Did we really lose if we had fun and their pick is currently number 13?
Did we have fun, though? I didn't have fun.
I had fun.
The only fun I had was eating my pancakes watching this game. That was the only fun I had.
That sounds like a fun time to me, personally speaking.
That was fun for me, not watching the Knicks, but enjoying my
But
pancakes.
you had fun while the Knicks game was on, which means that that's
They
fun.
had nothing to do with each other. The causation was not the Knicks.
Just the
They were
second
not the
half.
causation of my
Just the
happiness.
second half. The first half
That's
was
when I
fun though.
started eating my pancakes.
You should have
So
got. You should have stopped eating them fucking pancake. You're the reason why we lost this pancake.
I think Thibs' defensive scheme is a way bigger issue than my pancake consumption, but we will leave that for another time. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what folks want us to say. We've been saying the same thing all year, especially when teams light it up from three against us. Like
The scheme
defensive
sucks.
scheme sucks, and it didn't help that the players' energy basically died in the third quarter. Like that
Like it
correlate.
died in this. It died in the second. Like
It died in the
when.
second quarter, really, but the third quarter it was made
Yeah.
like way too like it was blasted way more because like it was just made more evident because like the Mavs were like legitimately hitting every single shot they took up.
Yeah. I mean, like what I saw was basically also what the fuck they took so many more shots than the Knicks anyway. But what I saw was essentially
But yeah, we
they
had
were,
so many turnovers too.
yeah 19 turnovers to their 11. Jeez. Like what I saw was effectively Julius was the only person who could score in the first quarter. He had like I think
14 in the
14,
first.
14 in the first, then 21 for the half. And then like they could only score when Julius was scoring, and otherwise they were getting roasted. And then Julius came back in, and he was able to push back up the lead to like 7 at halftime. I think it was 7 at halftime. And then third quarter they just came out super flat. Tim hit 2 threes. Doncic hit a 3. He had like an easy lay to the basket because there was no dribble penetration, no way to stop a dribble penetration. And then afterwards, it just kind of sucked. And that kind of feels like that's a lot of third quarters where it's just like, okay, they might do enough in the first quarter to like stop them, and then the third quarter rolls around and they just suck. So I'm just kind of like I've seen this way too much for me to like
It's
have
the
a
same song and
legitimate.
dance every single like bad loss that we have. 5 straight losses in the Garden. Tomorrow the Cavs coming in. Hope they're probably going to make it 6 straight losses. I mean, the Cavs, they haven't been all that impressive since their hot start to the year. We are definitely looking like another get right game for another team. The Cavs, I mean, they started off the season, what was it, 8-1 or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was something crazy.
It was something crazy like that. They've slowed down as of late, mainly due to the Jarrett Allen injury. Definitely going to be one of those get right games for a team like that tomorrow. Another weekend game. What is with the NBA made this schedule with the sole intent to have me in the worst possible mood heading into work of after a weekend. Like legitimately, they schedule every single like game on the weekend to be like last week it was the freaking Grizzlies. This
The
week it's the
Grizzlies.
freaking Mavs and Cavs,
The
the teams
problem
that
is like
rhymes.
these 12 o'clock games suck because then like the rest of the day just suck. You just like I don't care about nothing. Like this all sucks.
Yeah,
We can't even talk about anything. Like
I'm just gonna like pop on some Hulu or Netflix and like that's gonna be the rest of my day today
I'm about to
because
watch
I
the
don't
new
feel like doing
Criminal
anything.
Minds. I'm about to watch the new Criminal Minds and like not think about this game anymore because I haven't. There's no analysis. What's the analysis to have?
I legit don't know what else to like say about this team. I mean, I have notes here, but like most of my notes are like, here are my notes. Team off to a strong start, 14-5 lead. Grimes and Mitch PNR defense. As you can tell, this will not be a consistent thing throughout my notes. One thing I will say, Grimes finishing being as good as his shooting is a great improvement. But I mean, does that really matter in the game that we lost by 21 and we're down by
Bro,
as much as like 30 plus?
I
Like,
for the future it matters because like Grimes being a good finisher really helps his ability to like be efficient. But like in terms of like today, no,
yeah, I
because
don't
it didn't.
care. My other notes, Mitch struggled versus Mavs 5-out lineup. That definitely was part of the reason why they started to make a push in that second quarter.
And
Uh,
Sims didn't even play the first half,
Sim-
right?
Sims didn't touch the floor until garbage minutes.
The thing is, like, I don't even think Hartenstein was that bad in the first half, but like, man, like the 5-out is for Sims. Like I remember him saying that he wanted to sometime experiment with the idea of playing 3 centers, and that would be the time to experiment. Also, why the hell is Derrick Rose the first sub off the bench still?
Yo, I'm telling
Like,
you,
what are we doing?
I don't understand these Rose minutes. I really don't. Um,
I don't get the insistence in playing Derrick Rose. I truly cannot understand it. Like, what is Derrick Rose giving you that Emmanuel Quickly isn't right now? I know Emmanuel Quickly put up buckets in garbage time, but there's still buckets. Like, all buckets are still created equal, regardless of circumstance. And I know it wasn't his best passing game. He had 4 turnovers and 0 assists, but like, he's still buried in the corpse of Derrick Rose, man. And clearly, Tom Thibodeau doesn't see Derrick Rose much as an option because he only plays him like 15 minutes at most.
and those 15 minutes are super detrimental.
So, are you telling me right now that Derrick Rose needs to get a 15 minutes of charity? Like, I don't think Derrick Rose cares, bro. I do not think Derrick Rose cares if he plays or not. And I get it. He's like your vet and he's your guy and he's the former MVP. But he doesn't give you anything that Miles McBride isn't giving you right now. And at least Miles can play defense. Like, I just...
Knicks have a defensive rating of 119.8 at home this year.
Oh, that must be the worst in the league, right?
It is the worst in the entire NBA.
Yeah, we scared of the hose. We had Bella Hadid
To be
in the front
that
row,
bad at
and
home is insane.
Nah, we deadass cannot play in front of the fans, bro. Like, on the road, we be looking like the 96 Bulls, and at home, we just look like the goddamn 2000 Bobcats. Like, it's just... Sorry, it's just like the fucking 12 Bobcats. But, like, man... I mean, at this point, same song and dance, new coach, and new coach. Like, because clearly, like, he's not giving you anything that isn't replacement value. And, like, there's no point in trying to, like, redeem him. Like, he already made his millions. He got his coach of the year. Like, he's a fringe Hall candidate. So what are we doing here? You know? Like, that's all I can say at this point. Like, is Tom Thibodeau the problem? Maybe, maybe not, but is he the solution?
He's a huge part of it. Knicks have given up more than 101 points in every single game this year. First time that's happened in franchise history.
We are getting pantsed. They got us. They clapping us, and our pants are at our ankles. At home. At home. If this was on the road, I would get that. Because, you know, I get it. Like, sometimes home cooking, whatever. But this team plays well on the road, and they can't win at home. And this is going back to last year when they were having the same struggles at home. So it's like, if you can't win at home, what are you doing?
Home court advantage is a big part of, like, being successful in the NBA and, like, part of the Knicks' identity as a whole, or at least it was at one point. I mean, as of late,
is literally the ethos of the Knicks. The ethos of the Knicks is literally New York and the Garden.
And it's also people coming into the Garden to embarrass us, which is a theme for not even these last couple of years, but, like, overall the past, like, I want to say 2 decades in a greater scale. But yeah, again, back to my notes, as people want analysis, or at least that's what they come for these shows. At least I hope so. Rough Cam stretch in the second quarter. Terrible second quarter starting with the bench. I thought the bench really didn't give us much in that first quarter. And there were moments where Jalen Brunson was with the bench. I thought that's when Jalen Brunson really should have got it going, and he didn't, which was a little bit concerning. He was missing a lot of bunnies at the rim too, which was I'm not gonna say concerning, but it was annoying because that was part of, like, his whole forte is that he's been, like, making buckets in the paint and in the mid range, and that just wasn't the case today for him. And, you know, you would have at least liked to see him come out a bit more aggressive against his former team.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was a little scared.
Probably he looked a little bit like
he looked shook. He looked absolutely.
It's like, shook. I don't know why. Like, dude, you've been cooking these last couple games, and, like, the Mavs just let Killian Hayes put them to bed the other day. Like, you are more than capable of doing something.
Like, if you're telling me that Killian Hayes is somehow better than you against this team, like, you should be taking offense to that.
Killian
Also,
Hayes put these guys away when they had Christian Wood too, who was one of their better players
oh yeah,
offensively.
shit. Wood didn't even play, dude. We would have
Wood
lost
didn't
by
even
50.
play today, and we still got slumped. Um, and then the rest of my notes are talking about the Knicks getting absolutely destroyed in the third quarter. We got destroyed 41-15, which I mentioned already. Luka had 19. THJ had 17. He had like I want to say like 4 or 5 threes alone in the third quarter. Yeah, he had 5 threes alone in the third quarter. Luka had 3 threes, and Luka was just like manipulating the hell out of the defense. The Knicks were doing great with Grimes on him, and then as soon as they got Grimes off of him and had Jalen Brunson, defense collapsed, and it was over. It was over. We had 15 points alone. We scored less than Tim Hardaway Jr. did by himself
Don't say
in
that
the
again,
third
bro.
quarter.
Don't say that again. That's the
And then Tim
filthiest
Hardaway Jr.
statistic.
after he hits a three, he comes down, he's screaming at his bench. He's like, "This is my city. This is my city."
You let Tim
So
Hardaway Jr. pop on his chest. Oh, y'all should be embarrassing yourselves. Oh, that's I have to put. I had to put on the Kevin Knox jersey today. I told you I had it. I had to put it on today because this is the only thing that represents how disappointed I feel. Because
to let
I
Tim Hardaway
just
Jr. do this
Tim
in
Hardaway Jr.
MSG
is saying it's his
in a
city.
Mavs uniform, not even in a Knicks uniform, in a Mavs
If he
uniform,
said it in a Knicks uniform, I'd be even more offended.
yes.
Oh
But
my god.
I mean, there is no ounce of shame in this team's body at all. No
Oh,
sense of pride, nothing. To let Tim Hardaway Jr. do that, like I just don't know what to say. Like, where's your pride? Where is like your sense of like identity in like trying to at least, salvage the game at that point? But nope, the bleeding just kept going and going and going and going.
oh boy.
And
Oh
we got
man.
Donovan Mitchell coming into the Garden tomorrow.
Oh, he could be fueled by the damn spite. And now he gonna say this is my city, and I'm gonna be pissed too.
He's
But
gonna be
no.
he's gonna be fueled by the not getting traded here, and also a player on his team just left. A player on his favorite baseball team just left.
Oh
So
shit, I forgot he's a Mets fan too,
he's a
DeGrom.
Mets fan, and DeGrom just left. Then there's that
Oh,
extra juice to get him going tomorrow.
he'll give us 48 for 48. Oh,
I will be taking Donovan Mitchell over 40 points tomorrow.
just take Donovan. Just take everything. Points, rebound, assists over. Cavs money. Fucking Darius Garland might give us buckets.
I'm so mad I didn't even like bother to look at the Mavs money line while the Knicks were up 15.
You should have. You
I
should have.
know. Well, no, tomorrow if we're up by like 20 in the second quarter, I'll definitely look at the money line and make adjustments. Before we get into comments, of course, everyone's favorite part. Strap in, everyone. It's time to talk some DraftKings. The NBA season is heating up, and there are still so many, unknowns about whether the Knicks will fire Tom Thibodeau or not. I don't even know if that's an option to bet on in DraftKings. So hopefully it is. When I'm looking to get in on the action, I bet with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers can bet just $5 pregame money line on any NBA team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if you do. Hopefully, you are not betting on the Knicks pregame money line. Check this out. Right now, everyone can earn up to 100% boost with DraftKings stepped up same game parlays. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app, place a same game parlay, and combine multiple bets like which team will win, total rebounds, and more. The more legs you add, the bigger the boost, the bigger your shot to win big. One of my favorite parts about DraftKings is their ability to put bench players and other starters lines up, unlike other sports books out there that don't put up players' lines. I'm talking about you, FanDuel. Stop holding out on Quentin Grimes fucking overs. That is like cash money right there. Anyways, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Sign up with code TBPN. Place a $5 pregame moneyline bet on any NBA team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. That's code TBPN, as you see in the corner of your screen if you're watching on YouTube. only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes or show description for details. All right. Now to get to comments. JL says the Woj coming soon will be special.
It'll come after Sunday, if anything.
Maybe.
After Donovan. Okay,
I'm still not.
If Donovan Mitchell lights you up, the guy you should have traded for, well, not should have, but like the guy you were supposed to trade for, if he comes in to your building and lights you up, at that point, I feel like if James Dolan there, somebody getting fired. It might be the Knicks City Dancers. I don't know, but somebody gonna feel some kind of wrath.
I will not hold out, hope for that. If you are one of those fans that will hold out hope for him getting fired this soon, I'm still not buying it. I will not believe it till I see it. Like that's where I am with.
I will lead the spaces of prayer before the game, so that way we can try to convince God to let us have this man free us from the shackles of him. Like, give me the milquetoast ass Quinn Snyder. I'll take it at this point. Like, what else? What else we got to? What else? We got nothing else to look for, man. This is what it comes down to. We got to pray for it.
Honestly. Chris Bernhardt says the only thing that can turn around my weekend is a glorious Woj, that and the Jets winning tomorrow.
Nobody cares about the Jets.
Yeah, you're speaking to two Giants fans here, so hopefully the Giants can turn their season around. Hopefully not lose any more games. All right, Jordan Bob says so. Next two games next two games where there's fighting for a job at this point. Cavs and Hawks will make it seven straight losses at MSG.
Probably.
If we lose to the Cavs and the Hawks.
I mean, like, it kind of has to. Like, you're slipping soon. We already saw the report that came out that were like, they don't want to be like 37 wins. If they keep
that's funny because that was my exact prediction in the Strickland roundtable too.
Yeah, so like if this is what you're already hearing so far, I wouldn't be surprised.
Man. And the Cavs and Hawks, they're two teams that actually like looking to like get right against somebody. Like they've been kind of like I know the Hawks at one point. I don't know if they're still on that losing streak, but
Hawks beat the Nuggets with Jokic, like full healthy Nuggets without Trey and John Collins. So it might be over for us.
Yeah, I mean, I go into every game thinking for the worst for the Knicks, so like my strategy stays the same.
I might need to start joining you with that.
Honestly, you will have a much better time enjoying these games, or not enjoying these games, but you like won't be as phased. Like when the Knicks just like started conceding threes to the Mavs, I was just like laughing with pancake in my mouth, and
Okay. Wait, the disrespect needs to be as loud as the RJ apology. Don't.
You're getting all the way down there with the comments.
No. We'll see what happens tomorrow. If something happens tomorrow, I got some fire.
Yasser asked if an NBA coach got murdered, his contract would be voided and Cap would be freed up, right? I don't know. I don't think there's ever been a coach that ever like
it doesn't matter
died or gotten murdered or anything.
I think doesn't count against the Cap.
Yeah, I think they just like move on and like have the interim do the job.
Murdering him for catharsis, it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, it would just be to get, I guess, the interim his job a little bit sooner. But yeah, that wouldn't really I don't think their contracts really matter that much.
Yeah, they don't.
I mean, isn't he like one of the highest paid coaches in the league or something like that, or like his?
Fine, but like coaches' salaries do not matter. Literally does not matter.
Yeah, I mean, it's Dolan. He's gonna pay anybody.
Yeah,
like he was happy like paying Fizdale for like those whatever remaining years that was left on his contract, even though.
Yeah, he was paying like Derek Fisher, Jeff Hornacek, and like
he's been paying coaches that haven't been on payroll for years.
His money long, so don't worry about Dolan. That's one thing he got going for him. His money is long. I'll give him that.
Hug Life says logical endpoint of most of the roster being dissatisfied with their roles and Thibs being a poor
I mean,
communicator.
do you like honest to God question? Do you expect most of this roster to be here in 2 years? Probably not. Like, I think Brunson is here. I think Grimes is here, and after that, I have no idea.
So apparently, Thibs has said that this is something that just happens in the NBA.
Dude, that is
No
not
lead
just
is safe in the NBA, and this stuff just happens.
that's
He's
a
got to
that
watch the film. All right, man.
that's him going. You niggas can't blame me for this. This is him going. It ain't me. It ain't what I do. It ain't me.
This just happens. All right. Teams just conceding like 61 3-point attempts. Is this something that just happens? It's not like something that just like, oopsie, just happened to give up 61 threes, and oopsie, they made 24 of them. Oopsie, we left everyone open from three. Oops. Sorry, just happened.
My
My foot
man,
slipped.
he is the Burberry shirt of fucking NBA coaches, man. Like you just know he a deadbeat and he don't care. This is him going, fuck it ain't me. I ain't shoot the ball. I ain't got out. He's like, if I was out there, then we would have won by 30. Like, don't let me lace him up, boy.
He is a joke.
You know what's a bigger joke though? Chicago, and that's what matters. Chicago's a joke.
Yeah, but it's like, are you really gonna say into garbage off with the Bulls? Like, is
It's
that
a
what we
mid
want to
off,
do?
but the problem is the mid off will end up with us getting Zach Lou.
Can you stop putting that into the earth?
Shit gonna happen, bro. When you hit that fucking at guard from 6'5", at guard at 6'5" from UCLA, number 8, what you gonna say?
Can you stop? Can you stop? You're like putting like bad vibes into the
or
earth right
or even better, at 6'11" from Kentucky, number 3, Anthony Davis.
Can you? I mean, nah. Let me stop.
It would be.
He's been a parlay respecter this year. I will say that.
I will give him that. He's been playing and he's been a parlay respecter. I will give him that. And all I'm saying
But
is,
I am not taking him on my team. Hell no. You want to see the revival of the whatever year Pelicans that was? Is that what you want to see?
Dude, it's gonna be filthy. But like that Brunson 82 man game would go stupid.
Can you stop?
It would go. It would go down. Hey,
Can you stop? Stop putting things out there.
Nikola Vucevic might be kind of fun.
Oh no, nope. Stop it. Blank says there's an old saying that says, "Fool me once, shame on you." What happened to the "fool me twice"? Or did you not include that? Well, anyways, he says, "Fool me, fool you can't get fooled again." Is that George Bush clip? Is he quoting?
Might be.
But yeah, I mean, the Knicks, like, it's like they can't fool me. Like, I come into these games expecting them to shit themselves, so they can't fool me. I know that for sure. But yeah,
They fooled me. I really thought there was something like I thought there was a 500 team here. Still early in the season. I'm not gonna say they're dead in the water yet, but like something gotta change, and it's gonna have to be the coach first before anything. So that's my analysis. Get the Penguin out of here. Bring in new Captain America. Get the Penguin out of here.
most of these comments that are pulling up are about Coach Tibbs' scheme, etc., etc. I don't know what else you want us to say at this point. We've been complaining about his scheme since game one. I've been complaining about his scheme. I don't know, man. I don't know what you want me to say.
At least the offense is fire, though. Soul for a soul. Offense is fire, but we can't score the third quarter. That's how none of the statistics be lying. They be like, oh yeah, this is a top 12 offense. RJ now has a higher true shooting than that loser Keldon Johnson. We will take this one.
Keldon Johnson been stank this year. Woof.
Well, I had a front row seat to Keldon Johnson stinking, and I don't know what happened because he was fired and then he got injured and came back and he's been putting up tour dates. My man has been on the road.
Spanky.
God, Lee. I was really buying the All-Star hype too, man. Shit. Or at least most improved. I was buying most improved. I don't know what
That's probably gonna
happened.
go to his teammate.
Yeah, Devin Vassell been hooping. Another guy we should have drafted. It's okay though. Y'all could be mad at Halliburton all you want to. Devin Vassell was the pick.
Honestly, I don't even want to talk about that draft anymore because stupid reports keep coming out that keep changing stories. Like now they're saying like the Mavs offered Brunson 18 and 31 to move up to the Knicks spot. Knicks said no of allegedly
Bullshit.
via Brian Windhorst.
Bullshit.
You know the story's gonna change like every
Dude.
year
Absolutely.
because they said the
bullshit.
Mavs wanted to get Halliburton to match with Luca.
I don't buy that for a second. And you're telling me right now, the front office with ties to Jalen Brunson since day one, who literally plotted to get Jalen Brunson for 2 years, and somehow not going to take Jalen Brunson on a silver platter to move down. Bullshit. Like, no. That deal is fake. And Windhorst got a little bit of a clout from the Utah run, and now he's putting out bullshit again. Don't buy that. Not at all. Especially because this franchise know they need a point guard.
I don't know. They said Brian Winters was trying to say that I guess the Knicks loved Obi so much that they were willing to turn that deal down. But I mean, if they loved him so much, why are they like misutilizing him so badly right now? Like, you don't mismanage a player that you wanted so much that you turn down a trade for Brunson and 2 picks in that same year.
Yeah, like, dude. Like,
whatever, Brian Windhorst back to capping again. All right. I mean, hey, we did say if Dibs messes up the mojo that we have against the Mavs, where we beat them every year,
then he's gotta go.
He's gotta go. You can't ruin tradition.
We see Chris Bernhardt. I think definitely Brunson, Grimes, and Mitch are going to be here in 2 years. Maybe RJ and IQ too. I'm not sure about Mitch.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Mitch either.
I'm not sure about. I think they like him, but
I think Sims being the way that how good he is right now, kind of like
especially
on the contract that he is.
I think because like I think
they'd be more willing to give him up in a deal since they have Sims here.
My thing is like I don't think Sims is the barometer.
I don't think so either, but I just think him being that good where they got him and the deal that he's on definitely plays a part in like how they evaluate moving forward.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Mitch is like, hey, this is another salary we could throw with the trade. And it descends and he's on a good contract and a lot of teams would be interested in him. So like I think if there was a big move, Mitch would probably be one of the first assets to go just because of money. But yeah, I don't think like he's probably the one I'm most 50-50 about. Maybe RJ and IQ, maybe RJ, but like they wanted to trade him this offseason and
IQ's been in rumors this year.
And I think they would absolutely move IQ for a first round pick.
Sadly.
That's their barometer. They basically said they came out and said, if you want IQ, give us a first round pick.
Sadly.
So
even though IQ is like probably one of the best players on this team.
Look, man, IQ's one of the best players on this team, but he still struggles with offense. And I'm like, here's my thing with IQ. We all know he's good, but like he needs to stop being an analytical darling, and he straight up just needs to put the ball in the basket more.
Well, I mean, he has been lately.
Yeah, he's been doing
that's not been an issue.
But the problem is he goes in like then he'll go on like a good 3-week cold stretch, and you're just like, well, what the hell are we doing here?
But like I feel like those stretches usually are what happens right now. Like I think the fact that he's already started to like pick things up this soon in the season is pretty good.
Yeah, well,
usually he hits this stretch like that he's on right now, like towards like the end of January or something. Like the fact that he's hitting his stride right now towards the end of November and heading into December is pretty good. So I'm not too concerned.
I agree.
And like everything else has uptick too, like the rebounding, the playmaking, the defense. So it all evens out.
I think it's just a matter of like, hey man, like I believe in you. I think you're arguably the best talent on this team. But at some point, you got to be able to like put the numbers up, and you can't just be like, well, his net rating and his on and off numbers and his Raptor WAR and his LeBron ORG rating, like sometimes you just gotta be able to like look at a box score and be like, oh, this guy's good. Play him. And yeah, like I don't think he's so valuable to this team. Like I think he's valuable to this team, but if this team's moribund and they're like 10-13 right now, why do I really care about keeping IQ? Especially when I have a bunch of picks, and that's kind of been my reasoning the entire time. Like if they could trade IQ, I think they would trade IQ. I think it's just a matter of like, can some team meet us at the value that we want?
Well, not we, they. Because
Well,
I definitely
we in terms of the front office, like, but yeah, I straight up think he probably would get traded because I don't think they're like, yeah, we wouldn't really commit money to him. I don't. What I felt is like they don't really want to commit money to him like that. I think young players are nice when you don't have to pay them anything, but now when you have to pay dudes, like, do you want a dude who basically takes like 2 months to get into form? No, like, or would you rather just like pool all those assets together for like a legitimately bona fide top 30-ish guy? Probably would do that. So I think if IQ can net them a first right now, I think they probably take that deal. I just don't think it's happening right now because like you're still waiting until at least December 15th for things to start opening up. But the trade deadline would be interesting. There's one guy that we both differ on whether or not he should be traded. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh.
I was thinking. Who do you think?
Legit.
Yeah.
My
Randall.
brain is
Like, so
my brain is a mess after these games, man. I can't think straight.
I got you, but like, I think it's a question of, okay, Julius has been able to have a bounce back season. I think he's sitting at 58 true shooting. He might be at 50. He might be towards 59 now after this game because he had a really solid game. But you're looking at a situation where like Julius is arguably the best asset heading into the trade deadline, which is wild to think about, mind you.
Will they capitalize on it?
Will they actually make the trade is my question. Because I think right now, if you called up Phoenix and were like, Jay Crowder, Dario Saric, Cam Johnson, first round pick in 2024, 2025, whatever. You could debate on what the first round pick is. But those parameters, and they're like, okay, we give you Julius and we give you Deuce McBride. The money matches up literally perfectly. Money matches up perfectly. The value is there. The need for the Suns is there because straight up they could turn dead salary into a legitimate 2010, like a 20-point scorer who's 60 true shooting. Do the Knicks do that? Is my question. Because I don't know if they can.
I can't get a good enough read on this team, to be honest.
And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, because I like Julius Randle. I've been defending him all season. The victory laps are going strong. I would probably still take that deal.
But
because
the Knicks take it.
That's my question. I'm like,
that's everyone's question because no one knows how to gauge where this team like defines value, and like where they like place themselves in terms of contention, what like direction they want to go in. So like as long as no one knows that, no one's gonna ever be able to gauge like what this team wants to do in terms of trading players, and that's the most frustrating thing. Because I think teams that have a clear direction, their fans, like they know what their team wants to do. So they're able to like basically make predictions accurately, or at least diagnose or like predict moves that they want done for their team.
I just, man, like, they won't trade Julius unless they're completely out of it by the deadline, or Dolan steps in and says he wants him out. Unless either is met, he'll be here still. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And I'm like, I can understand it from their perspective too, because they're like, okay, well, this guy is like one of our only pillars of offense, and we have a bunch of picks already. We can make a trade if we need to. We just need to be able to have more information about Brunson and Randall, and to a lesser extent RJ. Like, I can see them trading Randall, and I can see them also going, all right, we'll trade RJ. We'll just have Brunson, Randall, third guy. Like, both of these things work. Both of these things make varying degrees of sense, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they kind of treat it. So I don't know. I'm just kind of at a
impasse.
I'm at an impasse. I'm like, I understand trading him, but at the same time, do you really want to trade him? because he's gonna go on another team and make you look stupid. That's the problem. He's going to
Not
make you look.
really. If you know your direction, then you're pretty content at where.
I know, but at the same time, it's like then you got to play Obi Toppin a bunch of minutes, and then like
And you live with the results at that point because that's the direction that you chose.
because then if Obi Toppin looks like a bum, then it's like, well, you just wasted your lottery pick.
Not really.
Yeah.
You at least get to see what you've got. Like this could have been something that we done years ago or like a year or two ago, and instead you're doing it like so soon, basically, before you have to evaluate him for a contract. Like if you do these things sooner, it doesn't feel like a waste. It's the fact that you're doing it so late in the guy's like first in his rookie contract. That's what's gonna make it feel like a waste to a lot of fans. Fuck, my phone case broke. Damn it.
It's really rough out here for everything.
Yep. JL says THJ said going to the garden. THJ said going to the garden lifts everyone's spirits. So it's good to play there if you're in a shooting slump.
Don't fucking
That's
piss me off.
so nasty.
Cannot believe we just got that said about us, bro.
We
THJ
really a
saying that.
get right game, yo. We
THJ
really
saying
a
about
get
us.
right game.
THJ saying that about you should have everybody in this front office feeling ashamed. THJ should not be saying about you. THJ should not be saying that about you.
He said we really a get right game.
He said, lift your spirits. You out here lifting niggas' spirits. We out here. We are the Negro spiritual of the NBA, bro.
Yo.
We are the amazing grace of the NBA. Do you know how nasty that is?
Son said it lifts their spirits. That is so gross. Yo, this team should hear that. Yo, but this team has no pride. They have no sense of pride at all.
THJ is literally saying, you make me feel good. And you talking about
this
culture.
Team has no pride, yo. No pride at all. So I
can't
even say they should use this game and like fire it up for tomorrow, but like no, that's not what they're gonna do. Tomorrow they're probably gonna lay down and like let Donovan Mitchell come in here and say that, coming here today, after hearing the DeGrom news, it really lifted my spirits. I was able to put up this 50-point game. All this nonsense, like
man, they done clapped us, and then they let in the Cleveland Cavaliers have their sloppy seconds tomorrow, and we just go sit there and be like, "Thank you, sir." Like,
he said we lift their spirits.
Lift their spirits.
Especially after the loss that they just came off of versus the Pistons, where Killian Hayes put them to bed, and we was able to just lie down and just give them what they wanted. I don't know what else to say, man. I really don't. I predicted 37 wins,
We might be at 30.
I might have been gracious there. I was trying not to go too low as compared to the year before, because I'm like, Jalen Brunson, he should, keep you afloat to a certain degree. But, team's just going to come in here and, say we lift their spirits and shoot like prime D'Antoni Rockets. Then
he said this is a shooting gym.
I don't know, man. I don't even want to see the reaction on Twitter because
you let Tim Hardaway Jr. call this a shooting gym. Oh, at least can we lose some pride tomorrow? At least give me a Milwaukee game where we lose gracefully. Oh my God, I need us to at least have some kind of pride. Oh my
God. Knicks president Leon Rose before the season started on September 23rd. You're gonna love this team. They're gonna do everything in their power to make you proud. Lies. He lied.
RJ said we're gonna shock the world. RJ Barry been having some all-time misfires from the podium this year, man. Like, we supposed to be lifting the spirits of the legends,
Not Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah, like MJ and Kobe, like JL says, MJ and Kobe supposed to come in here and give us buckets. You could be like, yeah, right, man.
He said this is a shooting gym, man. Me being on the other side of the court for multiple years, knowing when visitors come in here, if you're ever in a shooting slump, just something about playing at the Garden that lifts everybody's spirits. That was the full quote.
And y'all let that happen. Y'all got Tim Hardaway Jr. posted up in the fourth quarter playing bottle flip like he LeBron. With the towel over his head. And we talking about we are franchise with pride. This
is so embarrassing.
I can't do it no more.
I'm over here watching the Santa Claus 2 to like lift my spirits. That's gonna be my new favorite phrase. Lift spirits. Shout out to Hardaway Jr. That's gonna be we have to lift their spirit, Knicks. That is the slogan this year.
We did get right Knickerbockers.
Get right, Knicks.
We need one of them ankle biters like Pat Bev or Dylan Brooks. Don't do that.
Chris Bernhardt said, I said it earlier, but we really might be saying amen soon.
I
hope so.
I hope so.
JL says Garden used to lift the spirits of players like MJ and Kobe. Now it's lifting the spirits of guys like Tim Hardaway Jr.
Man, you got Maxi Kleber running up in there, kissing the floor. You got Reggie Bullock out here pointing up to the sky.
Reggie Bullock over here hitting threes in general. Like, that was just disgusting to see. Like, the fact that he hit 2 threes, I think tonight it was, or it might have been 3. 3 threes, and he hasn't hit 3 threes all year probably. Like, I guarantee he hasn't hit 3 threes all year.
You got Spencer Dinwiddie talking about I feel good. You got JaVale McGee getting his game off. He had
this nasty like shimmy shake on Hartenstein.
They had us cheering for Frank Ntilikina. Frank Ntilikina was the best 11 to wear New York around his chest in that building today.
Especially when the Mavs are in town.
Oh my God.
Hug Life says, and I think we will end it here so we can end everyone's misery in discussing this game any longer. Over under 32.5 points for Donovan Mitchell. I take the over.
We're taking the over. He might drop 50. He about to
hammer it.
Boy, no whammies. That's me hammering the over. I would take every single parlay with Donovan Mitchell over. I'll run like 4 different parlays. I don't even bet. But I will run parlays with Donovan Mitchell. Dean Wade will be out here lifting our spirits tomorrow. Isaac Okoro will give us 20.
I wouldn't go that far, but I mean, the way things have been going for the Knicks, I don't even think that's that far.
Exactly.
I don't even think that's that far.
Exactly.
Anyone could get their game off here, man. Anyone. Exactly. This team has no pride, no sense of shame, nothing.
I'm saying,
not an ounce of decorum.
All I'm saying is he had 11 against Philadelphia. He had 13 against Milwaukee. Why can't he get his game off here?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely going to cook us.
He's getting his game off.
He's going to hit like 3 threes, too. It's going to be nasty.
Oh, my. Bro. I'm gonna look at their roster and see who's getting their game off. This is our new segment. It's who getting their game off. Lamar Stevens?
Maybe. I mean, why not?
Karis LeVert? Absolutely. Karis LeVert is if Karis LeVert got any,
because that's someone that fans hate. Knicks fans. It's always players that Knicks fans hate that always get their shit off.
I'm gonna just name off names and you tell me if they can get their game off or not. Go. Fuck it. Kevin Love.
He did it last time. What did he hit, like 8 threes versus us last time? Like,
all right. Okay. We're gonna put him in the yes. Dean Wade.
He killed us last time too.
Okay. I'm ignoring the obvious people. Evan Mobley, absolutely. Donovan Garland getting his game off?
Could, yeah, for sure.
I think it's possible. Mamadi Diakite.
That was a dude from Virginia, right? Diakite?
Whatever his name is, bro. He getting his game off or not?
I have no idea what he can do on the basketball court. I only remember him from Virginia, and that's it.
He put up 6 points against Philadelphia.
No, he could hit like 8 against us, maybe. I don't know.
Getting his game off is double digits. You think he hit double digits?
10?
Yeah.
Maybe. Not crazy.
Getting his
Can
game
he hit
off.
a 3?
Let me check his stats real quick. He got, let's see. If they load, that'd be nice. Matter of fact, got me looking at Mohamed Diakite because being a no damn. He was on the
Bucks. when they won their chip. I know that.
Yep, he was. Okay, he's shooting 36% from three
Oh yeah,
in
yeah, he
nine
could hit
games.
threes. Yeah, he could definitely get his game off. Anyone that can hit threes against us could definitely get the game off. Basically, if anyone on the Cavs roster can hit a 3-pointer, they're gonna get their game off because that is literally all you need to do to beat the Knicks.
All right, bet
That's
Robin
it.
Lopez.
He can
Robin,
threes.
No, Robin Lopez getting his game off.
He can hit threes.
I don't think he's hit a three this season.
But he can hit them. That's the whole point of the thing. He hasn't hit one all year. Definitely be tonight that he can hit. Tomorrow would definitely be the night that he get like 3 of them shits.
Okay, Raul. Okay, follow person. Raul Neto. If he get in the game, you think he getting his game off?
Yes, for sure.
Even
He's
against
had
IQ.
he's had too many. He's gonna get his revenge against IQ. IQ has embarrassed this man too many times. He is finally going to get one back.
Oh my god.
He's finally gonna get one back. JL says, "Do we even get to Cam Reddish today?" Had shit running down his legs. I mean, see, I didn't even think it was that worthy to get into that much, honestly, because I felt like he had a pretty good stretch of games before that to really highlight this one bad game. I thought would be like probably a little bit disingenuous. You know. So I mean, yeah, he didn't look good today. I mean, he seemed like he was pressing, especially after he missed the dunk and then he caught a pass from Obi and he stepped out of bounds and he had basically an easy lay after that if he would have stayed in bounds. And I think after that, he just started pressing, had some really bad shots in that third quarter, or I think it was the fourth, whatever quarter it was.
Oh my god.
He had one shot that hit the side of the backboard after missing like a mid-range jumper, which he probably shouldn't have taken anyways. But yeah.
All right, son. So here's some new info. So the Mavs hit 24 threes today at Madison Square Garden, marking the third most by a visiting team in MSG history. 27 by Boston
This year.
and then 26 by Milwaukee last year.
Yeah, we be giving up the draws.
Yep.
Teams.
Mm-hmm. This is what this team is. Pants at the ankles with the three ball. And with that, I ain't got shit else to say.
Me neither. Chris Bernhard, last comment of the day. We're gonna be a great get right game for Trey, y'all. Yeah, he's been really bad this year. Well, he hasn't really been really bad, but he hasn't been the Trey Young of old. We'll say that. So definitely gonna be one of those games, especially where the Knicks' wonderful 3-point defense will be gifting him as many opportunities as he can to get right. Check out everything Strickland related in the comments. We got links to everything: Twitter, merch, Patreon, and site. All great ways to support us. Check us out on Instagram at thestrick.land on Instagram. We are there just in case at any moment, Elon Musk decides to accidentally hit the self-destruct button on Twitter. We will be over there for you to get all your Strickland Knicks content fix. Check us out there. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. We are on our way to 1K subs, so all you do definitely helps us out a ton. If you know a Knicks fan that hasn't been tapped into this post game, definitely shoot them over a link. We will catch you guys tomorrow night after the Cavs game, sadly. Please tune in. We'll be there to answer all your questions, all your comments, all your concerns, all your hopes, thoughts, all the above. So check us out tomorrow after the Knicks game versus the Cavs. Peace out. Enjoy your weekend.